Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 64 of our Islanders Gym Mode. So, last episode we did the draft and free agency and all the off-season stuff. We only made a couple signings. First of all, being Lucas Grice, who's jumping to our third line. He gets to play with Lucas Braun and Gore. Defensively, we picked up Rich Beagle because we released Adams, I think his name was. So we brought in this guy. Goaltending wise, in the minors, we brought in Tiny Lane because we had to release Gallant because Gallant wanted a one-way deal. So that's our team for this year. And yeah, so our only rookie playing this season is Steve Dexter, who's an 81, but he's probably only got his jump from preseason stuff, so he might drop down to an 80 at the start of the season. But hopefully he has a good rookie campaign, even though he's on the fourth line. But so yeah, let's just get started with the preseason, see how our team plays after losing that Stanley Cup final last season. So yeah, we're gonna send out our scout to we always go do Canada. I don't know if we need forwards at the moment. We need a goaltender probably because McMillan's kind of getting old. We need one that would take the spot when McMillan retires, one that could take the backup role from whoever we have as backup. So we're not off to a good start in this preseason. 0-2, make that 1-2 with a win against Rangers. And we're 1-3, so not very good preseason. 2-3, but we don't want to really have a good preseason. We're 3-3 now. We've won twice in a row, and we beat Pittsburgh, who is also 33-0, and we do. So we go 4-3-0 in the preseason, which is not too bad. It's basically the same as I think last year. Also, I'm just gonna keep saving frequently because yesterday I had my power go out for like 3 hours. I don't want that to happen and then lose what's happened. So okay, let's go to our player stats. Not player stats. Yeah, let's just check our player stats for the preseason, and then we'll look at our team stats, see if our power play was good. So Michael Delcoli, despite dropping down in overall, he's got 8 points. Gore had 8 points. Flaherty 7. Kudrock 7. Lucas Grice had 6 points. So a very good pickup, I guess, for the preseason at least. Josephson 3. Yeah, all these guys. Dexter had 3. But yeah, so that's our stats. Rich Beagle had an assist. Not too bad. How did the goaltending play? Probably not that good. McMillan played all the games and he didn't. It's a good, decent save percentage, but not a very good goals against. Okay, so yeah, we weren't gonna check our power play stats and that for now. So yeah, let's just get to the season. We're gonna slow sim the first game of the season just to see how our players play. It's a home game against the Canucks, and then we will sim the first month, I guess. Yeah, we'll sim till the end of this month, and then we'll do the end of the next month, and then we'll check if there's been any transactions, that type of thing. So first game of the season, we're on home ice. First period, and it's 1-0 us, Rory Winquist. So I guess it's good that we brought him up, but speaking of which, look at the Canucks goalie, F. King. Is his first name by any chance Fuck? Fucking? But yeah, it's kind of funny. Second period, and it's 2-2 now. So they took the lead, actually, Helmerson and McInnes, but Thomas Josephson, who's been pretty good for us, makes it 2-2. So tie game in this third period. We're going to slow sim this third period just to see how our team plays in the third. We had a power play chance there, but we do not succeed on it. Shots are kind of similar. Canucks have more shots than us, though. And it looks like it's headed to overtime in the first game of the season, so not too bad. Goaltending could have been a bit better, but 2 goals on 28 shots, that's not the worst. And it's going to a shootout in the first game of the season, and we win it too. So Gabriel Velarde and Michael Delcoli, so not too bad of a first game. We allowed 2 goals, which is not that bad, and then we scored 3, so Rory Winquist from Josephson and Josephson from Scrimes. So Josephson had 2 points in the first game of the season, which is nice. And okay, the goalie for Vancouver's Frederick King. Frederickine, what a weird name. But still, it would have been funny if it was FUC or something. Just looked funny when it was on the slow sim and how it was saying F King. Okay, anyways, now that we played our first game of the season, let's sim up to November 1st. See how we play on these games. We have a lot more home games, it looks like, than road games, so it's kind of even. I can't tell at first glimpse. And it's 2-1 win there against Chicago, but then we lose to Buffalo. So we won our first 3 home games, but we lost our only game on the road. We might be a good home team this year. No, there's a win on the road, so we're 4-1 now. At least we're starting the season off better than like last year, I think it was, or the year before. I don't remember, but like a few years ago we started off pretty bad. Unless I'm thinking of my other offline or off YouTube GM mode, because I know I've been doing one with Colorado. I won the Stanley Cup in year number 1, but the second year I started the season off like 0-8-1 or something like that, so it was pretty horrible. But anyways, let's see. Let's go to the OHL for goalies. A lot of these places don't actually have that much goalies, but we need a goalie probably if we miss the playoffs this year. So let's see. Player morale. Michael Kudrock, what do you have to say? Good performances. That's good. Did he like demanding last time? I don't remember. Oh, he doesn't like it. Okay, so we'll probably do calming next time if he talks again. So after the first month, we are 6-3-0, which is pretty nice. Our AHL team is 3-3-0, so they're at 500. Let's just quickly check if there's been any signings already. I don't think there should have been, probably, because... And there might have been, who knows. Signings, yeah, there's been some signings. So go back to the first one. So Luke Osterman signed with Anaheim. I don't even know who that is. Kelly Miller signed with Philadelphia. Spike Kane signed with New York Rangers. Dustin Redenbach, that guy used to play for us, signed with Arizona on a 1-year deal. Yves Valquette signed with Chicago. Jody Krog signed with Columbus, who was a Detroit pick. And Frank Vertrano signed with the Rangers. So I only know who Vertrano is. I think the rest of them are just creative players. Any trades? No. Obviously, there wouldn't be a trade, I don't think, in the first month, unless the team really wanted to pick up a player. Okay, so let's sim up to the end of this month and up to December 1st. We'll check our player stats at the end of this month. As well, we'll check if there's been any more trades or transactions around the league. So we're still off to a pretty good start here, which is nice. 7-4-0. At least we have more regulation wins. There's another win. It looks like we've been very good on home ice, at least. Like, we've won almost every single home game we've played. But there's our first loss, speaking of which, on home ice, at least, I think, against Montreal. In a game against Rangers, and we beat our rivals. So yeah, we're off to a good start. I don't know if we're going to win a President's Trophy this year or what, but hopefully we could get far into the playoffs if we do. And look at this, 12-5-0, wow. Make that 13-5-0. And we're actually beating, wow, we shut out the Columbus Blue Jackets twice in a row. That's nice. Speaking of Columbus, they've been on fire as of recently. Like, when you guys see this video, it's going to be past February, but obviously they're on their 16-game winning streak as today is. I think they actually played today. Yeah, I think they played today against who is it? The Washington Capitals, which is going to be a bit of a tough task for them, but maybe they could get that 17th straight and tie I think it's the record that the Pittsburgh Penguins had back in the 90s. Okay, so up at December 1st, we are 15-8-0, which is very good. And our locker room chemistry is up to 87% and trending upwards, so that's very good. I don't think I've ever seen it that high. But, yeah, so very good start to the season for us. Hopefully it's like that the entire season. It's not like we start off good and then we drop off at the end. But yeah, we're tied for the most amount of points in our division with Philadelphia. But Philadelphia's played one less game, so... But we have a 7-point lead over the third place team. Let's just check the stats so far. So Leading our team is Dalcoli and Kudrock, both with 23 points in 23 games, so that's very nice. Both of them are probably close to retirement. One's a sniper, one's a playmaker, so they're probably assisting on each other's goals and stuff. Josefson is at 22 points in 23 games, so he might have a career year this year. He still should be growing. He's only an 84, but he has been pretty good for us. Lucas Grice, who we picked up, has 20 points in 23 games, so that third line must be doing pretty good, unless he's on our power play. Gore's got 17 points. Grimes has 15. Velarde's only got 15, which is not that good considering he's on our first line center, but whatever. Lucas Braun 14, Pilok 14, Ramsey 10, Beagle 9, Dexter 5. So Dexter's not off to the worst start, but he's an 82 now, so he's growing. Dawson Holt 4, Rory Winquist 4, Grellinger 3, Tarasov 3, Alcock 2, and Day 2. So our defense hasn't been putting up much points except for Pilok, but whatever. Goaltending. So McMillan is 14-7-0 with a 2.25 goals against average and a 925 save percentage, so he's been pretty good. But Connor Ingram as backup is not off to the best of starts. He's 1-1 and with an 869 save percentage and a 3.7 goals against average. So hopefully that changes for him, but otherwise we're playing pretty decent. Let's just check our team stats. So how is our goals? Let's just check for our division, not for the entire league yet. So goals against, we are one of the best goals against teams in our division. Goals for, we are the best goal scoring team in our division. Power play is the second best, and our penalty kill is the second best. So we're probably one of the best teams currently in everything in the league if it's the same throughout the entire league. So let's just check throughout the entire league. So goals for, we are top 5, nice, number 5, tied with the Winnipeg Jets. Actually, that's kind of funny. The best team though for offense is Ottawa. Goals against the Ottawa Senators are also first. So wow, the Sens might be a cup contender this year. Power play percentage, the Rangers have the best power play, but we are here at number 5 as well on the power play, so that's nice. Penalty kill is number 5 as well, so we look like we're the 5th best team in everything. So, and our away record's 9-3-0 so far, and our home record's 6-5. So we're actually a really good away team currently. We haven't had as much home games, but not off to a good start at home ice. 6-5 is not very good. 9-3 on the road, that's pretty decent. So let's just see if that continues through to January 1st. Let's just quickly check if there's been any transactions. This might be a bit of a long episode like these episodes usually are. So let's see, trades, no trades, signings. Melvin Rogers signed with the Devils. Don't even know who the hell that is. Okay, so let's go back to the calendar. We've already played 23 of our 82 games. Hopefully we could just keep it up into the new year. So up to 2030, January 1st. So our first game of December is another win. So looks like we're continuing off from last month's success, and we're now 17-8-0. So yeah, I don't want to change anything with our team right now, as we're winning games every single month. But I guess the wins in the second half of the season are more important, because I think there's a lot more games in the second half usually. But we're on a 5-game winning streak to start off December, so that's very good. So we have some player morale. Who wants to say anything? Scrimes, what do you have to say, buddy? He's getting extra ice time. Did he like demanding? I don't remember. Yes, he does. Okay, good. Josefson, did he like demanding? Yes, he does. Oh, no impact, it said. And last person, Lucas Grice. He likes enjoying coming in every day in the locker room, too. I don't know if he likes demanding. No impact. Okay, that's good. We're not going to do any other stuff, but our locker room chemistry is up to 88%, which is like the best I've ever seen it. And we're continuing to win games. There's their loss, the first loss of the month though, and a second loss, 4-1 in back-to-back games. But we're still got a lot more wins than losses, 22-10-0. We haven't even lost in a shootout or overtime yet, which is kind of weird. But I guess we've been winning in those situations if we've had overtime games. Okay, so scouting assignment. We wanted to scout goalies again. Did we scout everywhere in Canada? Yes, we did. Where's another place? Russia. Yeah, we'll go Russia for goaltenders. I did find a good Russian goalie before in one of my other franchise modes. He grew to like a 94, so go to play morale. So let's see, Jacob Grimes. He's like that, whatever. But yeah, this month has been pretty good for us too. So there's another loss. That's our fourth loss of the month. And all of them have been 4-1 losses, which is kind of bizarre, but whatever. And there's a 3-1 loss. So at the end of December, we are 23-14-0. Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. We just had like some guy come and clean the stairs from snow because it's been snowing a lot here recently. Just I didn't want to look like I was commentating while he walked by. So, yeah. So there's a look at the standings. Currently, we are tied with the Rangers. So we might have to face the Rangers eventually in the playoffs if we go far this year. But yeah, our division looks pretty strong again this year. Like, the last playoff spot in our division is 42 points, which is 4 points back of us only. 4 points back of us. So, yeah, let's just continue simulating. I'm not going to look at the transactions because I doubt there's been any trades yet. Not until closer to the deadline. Let's go up to February 1st. Hopefully we continue to be a good team in 2030. So our first game of this month is against the Florida Panthers. And it looks like we go on a 3-game road trip before heading back home for 1 game only and then going back on the road for 2 games. And there's a 4-1 win to start off the month. Good job, boys. Games against the Rangers, who are just the only team that's been playing as good as us, really, I think. And we win. Yes, we do in the shootout. Nice job, boys. And we beat Detroit the next day as well. So we're 3-0 to start January. And make that 4-0, and all 3 of them came in shootouts. And there's a loss to the Rangers, but we're 27-15-0, so very good. Make that 27-16-0. Come on, guys, can we keep winning? There's a loss in a shootout, so we lost our first shootout game of the season. So scouting assignment again. We scouted Russia last time. What else is available? Rest of the world, nothing in there. United States, I guess we could go to for goalies, since I think we got McMillan from the U.S., but I don't remember for sure. There's an overtime win against the Sens too, were really good this season. I don't know if they've dropped off at all. Looks like they kind of have. There's a shootout loss. Not a very good month for us because we've lost 5 of them, but not a lot of games actually this entire month. So hopefully February is a good month, though. It is now at February 1st. We are 28-18-2. Let's just check if there's been transactions. And yeah, so wow, we're just barely in the playoffs actually in the Metro, which is kind of crazy because we have a very good record, but our team, like our division's been very stacked because Pittsburgh's only 1 point behind us. Like if you look at team stats, let's see. So yeah, our division is super strong this year except for Columbus and Washington. Because like look at this. 57, 58, 58, 59, and 61, and then 67. So literally there's only about 4 points separating 6th and 2nd. So this is a very scary situation because if we go on a bit of a losing streak, we might not make the playoffs just because of how good our division's been. So, but hopefully we could go on a big long streak and secure that playoff spot. Let's just see if there's been any transactions, trades, nothing so far, and no signings. So we'll go up for another month because the trade deadline is in a month. And we'll obviously see if there's been any transactions after the deadline. And I don't think we want to make any trades, but I could be wrong. If we go on a bit of a losing streak, maybe we have to trade somebody, but I don't think we want to. Because like people like Dalcoli, I'd like to have stay with the team. And that game against Pittsburgh, who was only a bit behind us, is a loss. We're going on a bit of a losing streak, but there's a win. Can we go back on a winning streak, guys? Please, I want to get into these playoffs again. So there's 2 wins. Nice. We're 30, 19, and 3. Add another win to that column as well. And another win. So now we're on a 4-game winning streak. So good job, boys. Make that 5 games. Can we beat Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh's a hard team. There you go. Nice win. 6 wins in a row after losing quite a bit in a row as well. Game against Toronto. And we have a scouting assignment first. Toronto's not even making the playoffs this year. I think it was a few years ago when we played Colorado in the Stanley Cup Finals and we won our Stanley Cup. Toronto was the first team we played in round 1. So it looks like they might be dropping off to a bit of rebuild. I guess we'll scout forwards in Sweden. I meant to go goalies, but whatever. There's a win against Toronto again, and there's a loss to Philadelphia. But we're still playing pretty good. But we need to beat divisional teams. That's the main focus because the division's so stacked. So the game against another divisional team, there's a win. Game against Colorado, who we won against in the Stanley Cup Finals, and then a game against the team we lost against, the Winnipeg Jets. And we won that one 7-2. Why couldn't we do that, guys, in game number 7? I don't know. But we're up here at the trade deadline in 2030, and we have a very good record, and we're up in second place. But like I said, there's only 3 points separating here and the last wild card spot, and Carolina's trying to catch up as well. But we're actually trying to catch up to the Rangers, which is nice. But yeah, we're off to a very good start. We're finishing up the season on a strong suit, it looks like. 77 points is pretty good considering we have just over a month to go. How long has this video been so far? 22 minutes, so this might be a bit of a long episode. 1 second, guys, I just need to sneeze. Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Just a little congested always in the morning, maybe my allergies. But so yeah, let's just see if there's been any transactions. And we'll check our player stats and then some the rest of the season. Because I don't think we're making trades. So yeah, there has been a trade. So Parker Walderspoon, our former player, he's been traded to the New York Rangers. Wow. That's kind of weird. Because, yeah, we traded Walderspoon to the Flames in exchange for, who was it? Ryan McDonough. He was part of the Ryan McDonough deal. And then, yeah, Walderspoon's been traded to the Rangers now, so our rivals, with a third for Ronald Van Riemsdyk and Taylor Friesen. And then the other trade, Washington acquires Pascal Laberge and Bill Brower for Lucas Johansson. I think Pascal Laberge has been traded and signed so many times in this franchise mode, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking of past ones as well. But yeah, we're not going to make any trades. I think we should be strong, but we have a very busy month. A lot of divisional games as well, looks like. So we need to be strong in this month, guys. And we started off with a bang with a 5-2 win over the Florida Panthers. Can we beat Tampa Bay as well? Yes, we can. Game against St. Louis, who we lost in the Stanley Cup Finals a few years back as well. It's a 2-1 loss. A 7-1 loss, to the Flames, too. And there's a win against San Jose and Arizona. So yeah, this season seems to be pretty back and forth, at least near the end of it. At the start, we were off to a very good one, but it's just our division is so strong that it worries me to go on a losing streak. So we have 3 more divisional games in this month. And then next month, that game against Pittsburgh might be a big game. But it looks like they kind of dropped off a bit. And then Washington is way out of the playoffs. So we don't really need to worry about Washington too much. But then again, I think we usually lose against teams that aren't making the playoffs or stuff like that. So let's go. Where do we want to go for goalies? I guess we'll go to Sweden doesn't have that much goalies. Only 2 goalies. Who has a lot of goalies? Not a lot of places do. I guess there's not a lot of goalies for this draft. So we'll go back to the United States for a month for goalies so we could scout those same goalies over again. And then we'll go back to Canada again. And we've lost 2 in a row now. Don't go on a losing streak. Great at the end of the season, guys. There you go. Back-to-back wins. Game against the Devils. I actually forgot about them. They're in our division. And it's a loss. Game against the Jets. And it's a win. So we've beaten the Jets in both games we played against them this season, but we couldn't win against them. Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals last season. But it looks like we should be making the playoffs this year. Let's just see if we do clinch soon. Game against the Flyers is another win, so we might have clinched. No, we did not clinch, but we are very close to, because the Rangers have clinched with 100 points, so we still might have a chance actually of winning the division and maybe the the President's Trophy if another team in the West haven't blown up. Come on, guys, beat Pittsburgh. This is a big game. And it's a loss. Come on, we got to beat Washington. Washington's low, yes. There's an overtime win. That should clinch it. Yes, it does. So we're back to the playoffs this year. That's good news. But look how stacked our division is. The Devils are fighting for their playoff chances with 95 points. Okay, so let's do our last 3 games of the month. See if we could win all 3 of them. And maybe win a President's Trophy if no team in the West has gone up in a lot of points. We lose that one and we lose that one. So we're not going to win. Yeah, we're not going to win a President's Trophy. But we do make the playoffs back-to-back years again. We finished with 101 points right in the middle. Yeah, and those are the other teams that made it in our division. So let's just check our player stats for the season. And then we will see who we're up against in round number 1. And we'll look at the playoff tree as well. I forget always to look at the playoff tree, but whatever. Oh, actually we'll see who we're up against in round number 1 first. And we're up against the Ottawa Senators, who look like they must have finished first in the Eastern Conference. Maybe they have home ice, even though they have less. Yeah, they have more ROW, I think, than us, so that's why they get home ice. But here's the playoff matchups. We got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Colorado Avalanche, the Vancouver Canucks versus the Arizona Coyotes, the Blues versus the Jets, the Predators versus the Wild, us versus the Sens, Detroit versus Buffalo, Rangers versus Pittsburgh, and Carolina versus Philadelphia. So that's not too bad. Let's save our file again because I haven't saved it in a bit. And I'll just check our player stats for the season. Okay. Player stats. What's the boots up? There you go. So it looks like Dal Coley's had a good season even though he's dropping. He finishes with 74 points, which is the best on our team. Then Michael Kudrock had 63 points. Vlardy 56. Lucas Grice, very good signing, I think. He puts up 52 points. We only had him on a 1-year deal, so hopefully we could get him back for next year as well. Josephson finished with 52 points. Pilock 49. Scrimes with 44. Gore 39. A lot of depth points. It looks like Braun had 38. Dexter 36. Beagle 30. Ramsey 29. Grellinger had 29. Wow. 23 goals. So despite being only an 85, he put up almost a 30-goal season. And I think that was the best on our team, too, because Dal Coley and Kudrock only had 22. Holt had 23, Alcock 17, Tarasov 13, Winquist 11, and Day only 5. So, yeah, it's only Cold Day that doesn't seem to put up numbers, but the rest of the team, very good depth throughout our entire team. And then goaltending-wise, McMillan, let's see how he played. 2.28 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. So, he might be the best goalie this season. Who knows? And then 7 shutouts too. So very good performance this season from him. And then Connor Ingram went 7-9-0 with a 2.94 goals against average and a 901 save percentage. So not very good for a backup goalie, but definitely good for our starter, McMillan. Now let's just check the Ottawa Senators lines before we go into the playoffs, which will be next episode. So I'd assume they look pretty much similar. I think we played them, what's the last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. Or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last year. I don't even know. But anyways, we went up against them before, and Michael Dalcoli signed with, or not Michael Dalcoli, why am I always saying Dalcoli? Josh Ho-Sang signed with them in free agency, so I think he probably should be still there. So yeah, he is. So the first line has Trevor Green, who's a 90 overall, wow. And then Finley, who's an 89, so very good top 2 right there. Ho-Sang's very low, though. I don't know why they don't put Party up there. The second line is very good, 89, 87, and 89 again. So yeah, this team looks pretty stacked. They could be on pace for a Stanley Cup. And then Junior Rogolowski with Lampkin and Lavallee. So that's a good third line with the 85 and 84. A little low on Lampkin, though. And then Tim Gettinger with Virtanen and Justin Day. So kind of a weak fourth line, like ours. And then Travis Sanheim with Grachev. So their defense looks a little, that's decent. These parts are a little bit weak. And then they also have Jake Bean with Jerry Ho and Mark Gauthier, who was drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes. I guess the Carolina Hurricanes decided to trade him. And Simon Durocher or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. It might be French. And in the net, they have Luke Opilka, who lets in usually a lot of goals despite his overall. So hopefully he's not that good. And Howard Parks is the backup. So, and then here's the scratch players, Adrian Ikramps and Francis Ellison. Okay, so that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of the Islanders G-Mode. So next episode, we will do round 1 against the Ottawa Senators. Hopefully we could beat them. They have a pretty good offensive core. But yeah, so that's going to do it, guys. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you guys next time.